We've actually got two really good one drops, both Pelt Collector and Skymarch. Get to curve into some OK2s. We got a bunch of Militia Buglers in here, kind of tying it all together. And then we've got some reach/removal split cards. Let's see how this goes. If you enjoy my content, I'm here live 4, 5, 6 days a week most times. You can find my schedule on my website. The formats that I play on which days are also listed up there as well, so you can know when to expect standard content on Arena and when to expect modern content on MTGO. Past that, you can find everything that I've ever streamed on this channel on my YouTube channel. You can find that also on my website. There's a videos link at jeffhoagland.com. There's a button you can click to find all my standard stuff. This hand does not seem keepable. I think In the Dark not only is it a little bit land heavy, but like no plays till turn 3 when we're kind of an aggressively slanted deck means it's a mulligan. I'm kind of inclined to keep it because it just has all of our colors in it. We're a 3-color deck, but I think I need to mulligan that. I actually think this hand's better. Rootbound Crag. Why aren't you Stomping Ground? Why aren't you Stomping Ground? I'm gonna slide this to the bottom since I can't play it on one. From Snore to Smork. Yeah, I like to, keep the pace going. Change it up. All right, just checking. I just wanted to check. I just wanted to, for my own validation. Jack Leafo, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. No, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting my content here with that this month. Standard's been awesome. I've had this format might be the best format of Magic I've ever played. It is quite fantastic. Really, really enjoyed my time spent playing this format. Seems like a pretty easy block. Possibly ever. I'm hesitant to say ever too early just because, like, you know, the format's still early and we haven't had a Pro Tour yet, but it definitely feels like it has the potential to be the best format I've ever played. The remaining Shocklands are confirmed to be in the next Rav set, so we will have all 10 Shocklands for the next set releases for sure. Coffees for closers, and Legion Warboss is getting himself a cup of joe. This card kills people. You do not have time to stumble when the Legion Warboss is here. He's gonna teach these goblins everything they need to know to mess people up. I mean, to be fair, you could probably argue that Hex not having their stuff together is one of the best things to ever happen to me. Because if Hex was in a good spot, I probably never would have gone back to streaming as much Magic, which is now my job. And I kind of like this job. It's a good time. Turns out, yeah, Rabble Master confirmed good against opponent who's stumbling. Weird. Magic's always been a pretty reasonable game. It's just for a long time, it didn't have a good digital client, right? This is the Magic many of us have wanted for a very long time. I think Knight of Autumn's bad here. I feel like the board's gonna come up and just like being a 4/3 isn't reasonable. Is streaming MTG going to be a lifelong career? I mean, my plan is to write it out as long as I need to, as long as I'm able to. Unless I win like the lottery, this is kind of my preferred job. How often is Vine Mare unblockable? That's a good question. I don't think it's unblockable enough. I don't think it's unblockable often enough. I don't think this is a Warrior Poet matchup either. Just gonna go a little bit bigger and board in some more removal. Wonder if this is a Remorseful Cleric matchup. Amara is pretty bad. I'm gonna do that. I'm actually gonna take to the sky. Let's board a little bigger. Let's do this, actually. Let's do that. The tiny creatures on the ground that, like, get blocked easily seem kind of medium. Since I know my opponent's not playing an aggressive deck, I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Hex had good formats and bad. There were definitely moments in Hex's standard format that I did not particularly enjoy, but it had a lot of great formats as well. Been drafting going infinite slowly acquire cards from the set. What do you think is the best deck I can build using a small amount of rare wild cards? I think the best wild card to power ratio is easily the mono blue tempo deck. That card only takes 4 rare wild cards. It's very, very reasonable. So let's stand up for this last one, shall we? I've been sitting for a while. What are the odds Legion Warboss runs away with the game again here? Low? I guess if this eats an Assassin's Trophy, I'm kind of okay with that, though. Oh, do they have Trophy and miss the stop? I think they have Trophy and miss the stop. So, when your opponent, plays Legion Warboss, you need to click on their main phase to add a stop for it. Well, so Zero, part of the reason Hex had so many issues was because of the pricing of their game, which honestly, Hex is an example of, kind of an example of why secondary markets can suck. Like, Hex was a good game that kind of got buried because they let themselves be too expensive. Like, it was stupid that Hex decks cost like $200 and $300. Like, that was dumb. The game was good, but it wasn't that good. The priority system in Arena makes complete sense if you are aware of what it's doing. It just doesn't have stops everywhere for you automatically. I really like the priority system in Arena, actually. What's the back? Remorseful Cleric. What does the back half of this card do? Creatures you control gain first strike and vigilance. After this main phase, they're an additional combat. That's actually... This card seems really good in an aggressive deck. Like, deal 5 kills a lot of things. Z button. The Z button lets you change how you've manually tapped. And not Control Z, it's not undo, it's actually just Z. I just let this happen. I could sack this and then, like, discard the land from my hand, but there isn't anything particularly good in my opponent's discard pile, so I think that's fine. Okay, we've kind of ground them out here. I had to open my mouth, didn't I? I had to, like, open my mouth and let the words fall out. Is what had to happen there. Had to say it.
My crew is the finest in the seas.
Okay, that's a good draw. Are there any good? There should probably be some Viviens in this deck. I feel like this deck wants some way out of the sideboard to grind a little bit. Draw. Yeah, Harry's is great. They're good stuff. Really, really pleased with the products.
Fight them, you maggots!
Fight them, you maggots. All right, let's go to the next one. I don't think Ajani's good enough. Ajani doesn't generate card advantage, so I want a card that actually generates card advantage. Maybe Vine Mare is good here. Let's try it. Yeah, Vivien kills problem permanents. Yeah, Harry's is in Walmart's. I believe Target too. Clarion's okay, so Clarion, remember, is both sides, so it clears out our board too. And I feel like we need to be able to pressure them. Yeah, the Vine Mare should be able to pressure their planeswalkers. Well, they'll have a hard time double blocking because they don't have that many green creatures. Yeah, Zen seems fine. Maybe Shauna is really good. You can find her off Bugler, and she's good with alongside Legion Warboss, which is appealing. Yeah, the 80 bitty Bugle Boy is all in on helping us do stuff here. That's a lot of Vine Mare rev. Gross. Getting to play 8 Shocks makes our mana in our aggro deck a lot better. Although we really kind of wish we had access to what's it called? I wish we had access to Stomping Ground. Aurelia is really an interesting idea. She's a card that I like Aurelia as an idea. She's a card we can fight up. She might be better than these other pieces of top end that this deck has in it, honestly. Yeah, let's add some Aurelias after this. That sounds hot. We have 7 permanents. Next turn we'll add 8, 9, 10. So we'll ascend next turn. Rude. She ends games very quickly. Concur with that. Yeah, it's weird to me that the bombs that were selected for the top end of this deck are not bombs that play well with Bugler. So if they want to trade Wild Growth plus Jade Light for my Vine Mare, I'm okay with that, I think. Yep. Because, like, I'm basically trying to race them, so, like, killing their way to gain health sounds appealing. Do you like the red-white angel stack? It seemed okay. Jade Light, sure. Gross. That is why they traded aggressively, because they had plenty more. Yeah, Bugler find Aurelia seems sweet. Unfortunately, oh, I guess if they play Vraska and downtick on Shalai, I can then kill Vraska with Skymarch. So don't like Chupacabra me here. If I get to activate Shalai here, maybe we have a chance. Just left that on top to gain health. Makes sense. Yep. I don't know what Vicious Rumors does offhand, Jake Bakes. Pretty dead. Yeah, Uncle Gale, Magic Online was down this morning when I fired up, and then we had a ton of people watching Standard. I didn't feel like tanking my viewer numbers to switch to Modern for the day. Aurelia seems like an A+ suggestion. Especially like you curve Legion Warboss into her. How do you spell Aurelia? Lyra is probably a card I'd prefer to be in the sideboard. It's 59. I think Deadeye Tracker is really good. I think that card's quite fantastic. Yeah, do we have any Enter the Battlefield effects here? I guess we have a couple. Yeah, I probably don't want Honor Guard if I have my own Enter the Battlefield effects. I'll leave one Lyra in. I think we're just gonna like end up playing a bunch of Bugler decks today, basically. I think Deafening Clarion's kind of weird in this deck. It kills a bunch of my creatures, right? I'm just gonna put some shocks on the sideboard rather than this. It's like more cheap ways to interact with things. I don't think Ajani's very good. Ajani is a card that doesn't generate card advantage every single turn, which is I think what you want. Which I think is what you want out of that. Deadeye Tracker is very good in the black-green mirror match too. Taking all of the creatures that they want to recur with, like Find Finale, out of the discard pile is not a thing. Do we not want Knight rather than Sage in the sideboard? Oh, is there... Did I cut... I did cut a Knight, didn't I? Yeah, why is there a Reclamation Sage? Good catch. I'm just gonna have like 50 new decks on my stream decker from today. I'm supposed to mulligan that. I don't know. Like, just like get a hand like this and just like feel really bad. Sounds actually very good. That's the one thing that always cracks me up about like esports stuff. You just like, you're gonna announce that like you have Frog Unleashed on a feature match. And on the feature match, we have Frog Unleashed versus Jeff Hoagland. Gosh, this is the perfect curve. This is a really good 5. Let's get to curve Bugler up into Aurelia here. Fair. Peace net, yep, always. Oh god. We bottomed 3 lands and we're just like never gonna draw a 4th now. That's what's about to happen, right? Well, we tried. We'd have had 2 more cards here. Woo, buddy! Alright. Can we dodge Ritual of Soot? Oh no! Oh no! Why is it attack with 1 and not an attack with all? Oh no! Oh no! Interface! Interface! Why? Interface, why? Flew too close to the sun, chat. Flew too close to the sun, had to come down. Had to be grounded back down into reality. You're like, mulliganed so low, and then we were doing really well despite mulliganing really low. And then our world came crashing down around us. I'm not sure Pelt Collector is playable in this deck. I feel like we have a lot of cards that Pelt Collector, or we have a lot of cards that don't even power up Pelt Collector that much, and we just don't have enough turn 1 green. Yeah, the white 1-drop, we have planes plus 2 different, we have planes plus 2 different, shocklands that make white, but I think the Pelt Collector's probably gotta go. You click into my Stream Decker page. So if you click into there, you should be able to find my thing with my name. Fungal infection was really good there. Yep. Lands, please. I agree. I agree with you, Bob. Well, we didn't get Ritual Acided last turn, so let's hope we don't get Ritual Acided this turn. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. So for those that are not familiar with how this stream works, so this deck list, like pretty much every deck list I play on this stream, is a viewer submitted deck list. So somebody sent me in some dollary dudes along with their deck idea, was like, hey, this is a deck I put together for Standard, would you play it on stream? And I said, yes, I will take your money and play that deck on stream. This should just be a Vivien. Let's cut these Pelt Collectors and get some other two power creatures in here that we can hit with the thing. All right, what are shout 2 power creatures at me, chat? What are aggressive creatures that I can play with? Dauntless Bodyguard is an A+ suggestion. That's probably, look, it's right there, chat. It's right there in front of me. Siege Gang Commander's not a bad idea. Tristani is not a bad idea. Thorn Lieutenant is an A+ suggestion. There should 10 out of 10 be 4 Thorn Lieutenants in here. That's exactly a card. We just got done talking about how good that card was in the other deck. Vanguard's not a bad idea. This card's really good, right? This card's like super annoying for control decks. It must be good at stabbing a dinosaur. Moto had downtime this morning, so we had to play something else. So then once I started playing Arena, I didn't want to stop. How's this? I think this is good. Internally cries at 0. There's 300 of them. There's so many. There's so many. I like this. I think this is good. Let's try this. Gosh, how many Viviens do I want? Cause like, is this too many Viviens? I think I want more Viviens and less Carnage Tyrants, honestly. Is that sacrilege? That might be sacrilege. Let's try this. Let's try this. I don't know what Test Shard does. If you cast a historic spell... I don't really have historic spells in my deck. Justice Strike for big creatures. It's not a terrible idea. I don't know. I don't know that we have an issue with giant creatures. I think the main big creature we want to kill is what's his nuts? The demon, and we can kill that with Vivien. Okay, updating the stream decker now. Okay, stream decker's current. And remember, if you're new and you're enjoying the content, be sure to check out my YouTube stuff, jeffhoagland.com. There's a videos link at the top. There's a standard button there. Everything's been done on Arena. All of the deck lists are linked in the video description. We play a ton of sweet stuff on there. This is going to be my last deck that I'm playing this afternoon. We've got another half hour to 45 minutes. We're going to play another couple matches here before I'm done. And then tonight, I'll be back about 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So about 6 hours from now, I'll be live again tonight. We go first. I'm gonna keep this. Let's draw red source. Oh, you know what? That was the wrong land, right? I should go plains on 1, play this, and then tap land this on 2. Your curve is overloaded on 2s right now. You'll have trouble going 1 drop plus 2 drop. Sure, but I also have just like have 3 mana spells that I can play on turn 3. Can you smell what we're cooking, chat? Can you smell what we've got going on? Oh, yeah. Is this going to be another forgot to set the stop, kill the Legion Warboss? Yes, it is. Didn't click through combat. Do I play around Cannonade? Do I play around Cannonade? Nah, I ain't here to play around cards. I ain't here to play around cards. Holy crap, they did it again. They really need to fix that. I think we'd still be winning even if they had stop set, but we're winning by a lot because they don't have stop set. Defense. Defense. Boop. Just boop you on the nose. All right, so Shock sounds great. Remorseful Cleric sounds reasonable. Probably do not want Knight of Autumn. This is a good blocker. Response is probably not good enough. 63 cards at the moment. Thorn and Adanto are both very good. Do I want Lava Coils for Phoenix? Do I want to like trim Lightning Strike then? I mean, like, can't I just, like, beat the Phoenix going long with just, like, Remorseful Clerics and just, like, killing them? I'm gonna trim a couple buglers. This probably isn't a matchup that's about card advantage. What do we think of this? I think I like this. Honestly, Vine Mare might be playable just as like... Yeah, Strike goes to the dome. No, I think Shock's better than Strike because of the resource efficiency standpoint. I think resource efficiency is a big consideration in a matchup like this. I guess Lava Coil kills Drake too. Alright, I think Drake makes me want Lava Coil more than anything. Yeah, Drake's a good reason to bring the Lava Coil in. Alright, let's do it. It's like an extra bump for Coil. This deck might still want Dauntless Bodyguard. It's very possible that we just like want another 1-drop. Yeah, Bodyguard like has some text later and it's just Jackal Pup on one, which is fine. The problem with Pelt Collector is that we don't have enough green sources. The needs to be a white 1-drop because we have 8 white shock lands plus plains. We actually started with Pelt Collector, you just can't cast it on one consistently. I'm not looking for more 2-drops. I think Honor Guard's a card we could play on our sideboard potentially. That seems pretty reasonable. But... I did cut Shalai. I cut some of the top end that the deck had. And like swapped it out for I swapped out the top end. I swapped out the top end for a top end that Bugler could get. They're called shock lands. So Sacred Foundry, Temple Guard, these are referred to as shock lands because dealing 2 damage to yourself is shocking yourself like the card Shock is called. Gosh, our curve here is really good. We went 2, 3, 4, and then we'll have both of these on 5. Yeah, that's Dauntless Bodyguard. No, I cut the Dragon Psycho Smurf. I've been cutting the bad cards. They ditch a bird here, they could potentially flash it back. Honestly, the direction this deck is going, it kind of feels like we're just gonna end up playing. Red-white. I feel like Bugler powered red-white is like not a terrible place to be. It's an interesting axis, gives you like some more density. We don't have the green mana sources to play a card like Land War Elves consistently. You need ideally like 13 plus, honestly like 15 turn 1 green sources to consistently be able to enable a thing like that. would like to kill your thing and attack you for 8. Carson says 14. For 90%, sure. I mean, if they cannonade doesn't kill Bugler and it doesn't kill Vanguard. So like I'm only playing out one more card into a cannonade there. So what are we actually green for? We're green for Knight, Thorn Lieutenant, and Tristani. And then sideboard cards. We have a lot of good cards in the sideboard, to be fair. Like this almost has a curve, right? Like this is kind of a decent curve here. There's like 8 1s, 11 2s, 8 3s, a 4 or 5. It's like this doesn't look unreasonable. Man, it's so much better being able to hammer in on a deck list while we play instead of just being stuck there thinking about what we can do. So I'm gonna be honest. Part of the reason why, like, there just aren't enough hours in the day for me to vet every deck list before I start. We do so many decks and we play so many matches, and like every hour I spend, working on stuff outside of the stream and not streaming is kind of lost money in a way. So like it has to be really worthwhile. So being able to like vet as we go is great. Four, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I should probably take a hard look at the mana after this game too. Hey, J-Bot, thank you for the 8-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. And thanks everyone for hanging out this afternoon. We've had like 14, 15, 1,600 people all afternoon, so I really appreciate that. That one could stay right there. I'm gonna play 1 or 2 more matches with this, depending on how it goes. I need to be done by 3:30 at the absolute latest to pull my oldest off the bus when he gets home from school. Yeah, if we want to draw a 3-drop and then some lands in here, right? And then it's perfect. Even another 2 is fine here. Yeah, I agree, extras. That is awkward. That card did like a really good Sakura Tribe Elder impersonation. I guess it cost them 3, but it was still pretty close. Sure. Got 2 decent cards. I think they're probably going to take the Aurelia here, obviously, because we can play that one next turn. My oldest is barely 4, so... And he's not reading on his own yet, and they definitely needs to be... Kids need to be able to read and do simple arithmetic to play Magic for sure. Malv, it's been 7 months, and while my interest in Modern kind of fades, I'm happy to have a reason to keep following the channel. Though I have to admit, I'd follow it all the same if it was Mono Modern. Well, thank you for the support. I'm glad you're enjoying Standard too. This format is gas. It is quite fantastic. Deal.
Targets that interest me. Sometimes sacrifice is necessary.
Are they dead? This is 4, 8. Yeah, they are actually. This is actually just lethal. Rude. And even Ritual of Soot doesn't save them there because Vanguard is just like very good against that card. They need finality here. Sure. So this puts them to 5, this puts them to 6, and then they're dead. They could draw a removal spell. Golden Demise would have been good against us there. That is the truth. Vivien's and Vine Mare's in. I think Lightning Strike has text in this matchup. Probably not much. Trim a Vanguard. Vanguard versus Remorseful Cleric. We didn't see anything out of them that interacts with their graveyard, right? So probably not. No, they could have sacrificed a land, gained a health, and drawn a removal spell. And then, like, killed my 2-1. I think I like this. This seems reasonable. Sure, but kindergarten starts when they're 5. So reading is 5, almost 6. I'm like, obviously there's people who read before that, but Jake is not reading yet at 4. That seems good. I want to look at the mana again after this. I think I'm pretty happy with our spell base now, but I want to do a double take on the mana. Well, our opponent's not playing green-black. They're playing some kind of Sultai deck, so I didn't see a bunch of creatures out of the opponent. I agree that the Goblin card is worse when the opponent has a bunch of blockers. He's dead, Jim. Nice, Ames. Yeah, this application is... It's the Magic video game that most of us have wanted for... Forever. Let's just call it forever. All right. I need my lightning strikes, chat. I might have boarded out my lightning strikes. Anybody remember that time I boarded out my lightning strikes? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Tristani does have texting and hostage taker, doesn't she? I forgot about that. That is not the green source I wanted for Christmas. Okay, we're done here. There's no way I don't want all my Viviens here. Just gotta trim that. I think it's the worst of my threats. Because of Hostage Taker. Interesting. It's got text against a couple different things, right? It's like Hostage Taker, Nickel Bolas. Sanskrit. This is a strong curve. They have fungal infection, this sucks. What do you think makes MTGA more of a video game than a tool? I don't like, take your pick. The graphics, the effects, the sound effects, the rate of play. Gosh, it gets them every time, chat. They need to add an asterisk where when Legion Warboss is in play, it automatically adds a stop on the main phase for the opponent. Alright. No, you can play Magic Online if you want to turn off the effects in Arena. Magic Online still exists and is well supported. It's the same Magic spreadsheet you've known and loved for a long time. Nothing wrong with liking Magic Online. If you don't want to play a Magic video game, Magic Online's there. It's not going anywhere, chat. You can keep taking game actions while the effects are happening. This isn't Shutterwalk. Like, you get to keep doing things while the effects occur on your screen. My jaws that bite, my claws that catch. Alright, so now we just like cast Vivien and they lose the game. Boom.
Wild and come to me.
Yeah, but that's not intuitive, Kaido. And just having the application put a stop on the main phase when Legion Warboss is in play makes a lot of sense. They're dead, right?
You can't stop nature.
What's going on, Deadpool? You're just right at the tail end of Live 1. I think I'm gonna take a look at the mana base here really quick, and then then maybe play one more. It's only 10 till. So let's count our sources here. So I've got this is 6. So 6 and 7 is 13 white, 13, 14, 15, 16 white. Let's look at it this way. So I have 16 white. This is 3. All of these make white. So that's 16. And then how much green do I have? I have 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 green. And then how much red? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I only have 11 red. So this is a really easy cut. It's just like last Rootbound Crag over this forest. And then honestly, I probably want to cut, because that keeps me the same number of green while upping my red count by 1. Deadpool, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. I probably want to get my white count up by 1 here. But I also probably don't want more than 9 of these in here. And I really don't want to cut lands. Flower Flourish also can't get mountains, so that's kind of a big deal. That's probably the only swap I want to make, is just like second forest to a Rootbound Crag. The rest of it seems okay. It just like gets me to 16, 12, 12. 16, 12, 12 is probably about as good as we're going to do without stomping around in the format. I guess I should. Alright, let's play one more. What issue are we solving with Knight of Grace? What problem are you envisioning our deck having that you fix by adding that card? No, it's basic plains, basic forest. I'm gonna play one more match, then we'll be done for the day. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Dispersal is great. Yep, Majik, sounds right. So only having half the shocks in the mana base is one of the ways that Wizards of the Coast, when they design a set, allows them to push certain color combinations in one part of the format while allowing others to exist later in the format. If you had all of the shocks right away, the format would change less when the new set releases in January. We had a game where we couldn't cast Vine Mare, but we were dead that game anyway, so I'm not sure that it really mattered. I think the double green cards in the sideboard are really powerful, so they're worth having, even if they're hard to cast on occasion. Yeah, I agree. There's nothing wrong with like certain color combinations being awkward or worse right now. Gosh, this curve is good. And like, I get to extend here and I'm not even extending into Ritual of Soot because this doesn't die. So like the Ritual of Soot's only a 2-for-1 and then Aurelia comes down and smashes them. I think KCI should be banned. I think Ancient Stirring should be banned. I think Faithless Looting should be banned. I think it's comical that Ancient Stirrings and Faithless Looting are legal in Modern, but other cards like Ponder and Preordain aren't. And I think the solution is ban Looting and Stirrings, not unban Preordain. Alright, am I playing around Subtle here? I think I'm playing around Subtle, right? I changed one land. Let me update it. Alright, Stream Decker's current for those that want the Naya deck. Defense! Defense! Faithless Looting's a messed up Magic card. It should not be legal. I'm gonna bin that, which might be wrong. The Karn emote is fantastic, to be fair. Alright. We flooded out here too and still just like giving him the business, which is sweet. Adanto Vanguard was a very good addition. Dig, dig, dig. I still have an open emote slot, but we're actually only 9 points away from getting a 35th emote with all the sub-gifting that's occurred this month. So I'm waiting to see if we hit that before the other sub-gifts fall off before I commission more stuff. Am I gonna get punished for taking Lightning Strike out again? Warcraft Nerdy, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I didn't mean for you to just... Thanks, Marty. Marty's the best. Marty beat me to it. Y'all are great. I need to cut one more card here, right? We did hit the goal. Thank you, folks. Remember, sub gifts turn into democracy points. Let me know what you want to bump up. Y'all are here for me. I'm here for you. Thank you, folks. Enjoy your shovels, newly drafted members of Hooglandia. Enjoy your shovels. No, we good. We clear. 35 emotes is great. We have the most emotes of any dedicated Magic channel by a wide margin. We good. Y'all are awesome. Sam looks great. We're gonna be green-white aggro this game. I keep the emotes permanently, so I think there's something absurd like 600 sub gifts on the channel right now. So when the sub gifts fall off, we will keep the 35 emote slots on the channel. It's 200 more points per emote. It's a lot. It gets exponential. So when you have less subs, it's like 50 per emote. When you get higher up, it gets much harder. Do I want to run this Adanto into a Syncopate here? It's really good to get into play. I'm like, next turn they're going to have Sabotage up. So I think it's worth the risk here. Yeah, that feels bad, but I think it's right to try and get it under the 3 mana counters. So the problem with a lot of emotes is that, the problem with a lot of the emotes ideas is that like they have to be represented well at the size an emote is, and a lot of them unfortunately just don't translate well at that size. That 35th emote just rolled us past 3,000 subscriber points for the month, or concurrently for the current point in time. Good to be back, Rosho. Thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Thank you, Beetle. Yeah, Dawn of Hope's pretty good here. How many were gifted? Like 600 of them are gifted at the moment. There's been a lot of Sub Santas. I think that trade is fine for me. Let's try and dig to a land for Vivien Reid next turn. Twitch partners get either 250 or a little less than 350 per sub point before Uncle Sam takes his cut, so pre-tax. You either get 50% or 70%. Yeah, Yep, the emote slots will stay. So we'll have 35 emotes on the channel permanently. So I'm okay with them tapping out here to kill my Branchwalker because it's gonna let me stick Vivien Reid, which should hopefully just bury them. Yeah, I'm in the threshold to get 70%. Oh, I could kill Dawn of Hope. Oh, that's shit. I've never played with this card before. That's a lie. We've cast it once or twice, but this card does everything. She's really good. She slices, she dices. Oh no! Oh no! My greed consumed me. My greed consumed me, chat. Play the thing your nightmares are made of. This card's really good against blue-black. Don't Nova me. Don't Nova me. Ugh. Oh no, they found the stop, chat. Oh no, they found the stop. They have the technology. They found the line. Yep. Yeah, Vivien definitely should have killed this. The fact that Vivien didn't kill that is probably gonna lose me the game. Mistakes were made. All right, let's take the next game on the plate. Maybe the Vivien not killing that didn't matter. Control's a lot more annoying when they have Vraska's Contempt, just like a clean answer to the Planeswalker. Do you believe? Do you think we can channel our energy into believing? I feel like we can do it. And even if we like miss the red source on 3, if we get it by 4, we should be good. It's like we have Bugler on 3. That's like the Stone Worstra in the deck, because it's like a land that we don't want and it's not the color that we need. Do this. Yep. That getting scattered actually feels okay for us here, because it means Adanto Vanguard is more likely to resolve. As far as like non-red source card goes there, that one was pretty good. Oh, am I supposed to shock so I can play around Syncopate? Guess it didn't matter. Yeah, Marty, I can make that happen tonight. Ship it on Discord. We'll get it in there. All right. I'm getting married this weekend and going to Italy for 3 weeks, so I won't be able to watch you after today. Just wanted to say, have a good month and you're doing great work. Awesome, Mojo. Enjoy your trip and safe travels. And congrats. This is going to be my last deck of this afternoon, but I'll be back in about 5.5 hours from now with an evening stream. I'm doing an evening stream on Wednesday nights now. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, since Moto was down this morning, we had a bunch of viewers for Standard. I didn't want to switch and lose all my viewers because we switched to Modern and Magic Online. This is my horse. My horse is amazing. This is a horse, of course, of course. Throw Euro. Do Euro bits taste different? Oh wait, am I not supposed to eat the bits? Don't tell them I eat the bits. The bits are in metric. Gosh, this horse is good. I think the horse is better in this matchup than Carnage Tyrant is, if you can make it resolve. Oh, let's put them on the bottom in a random order? Sure. I was like, why can't I see them? Does playing Thorn Lieutenant play around anything? Does playing Thorn Lieutenant... They don't have any white mana. They don't have a single white mana. It doesn't... There's no reason to play it out, right? Yeah, Nova doesn't even get them out of it because of Adanto. Even if they had white mana. Soot is useless here. It kills Militia Bugler. It's a good games, opponent. You like how like both of us just like neither of us had our third color this game. I drew Vine Mares at least though. This deck was sweet. Honestly, after playing it, I feel like there's probably work or things to be tested in both of just the two color combinations that we have here. I feel like there's probably a decent green-white Militia Bugler aggressive deck, and there's probably a decent red-white Militia Bugler aggressive deck that just like has a little bit more consistent mana. I feel like we have the tools between those colors to like build an archetype similar to this that's just like not playing the third color. Yeah, it could be red-white with more mentors. There's the what's his name? Switch to this view. There's a red-white 2-drop that's just like really, really pretty good. Where is it? Hold on, we're almost there. I don't know what it's called, so I have to spin. Somebody's gonna tell me the name of it in chat, and I'm gonna look stupid clicking. No, wait, I got there first. I'm not looking. Where is his name? Oh, I don't know where he is. Where did it go? This one, Boros Challenger. That's the one. No, I got here before I looked at chat. I win. That's how. Boros Challenger is really good. Yep. Boros Challenger is pretty good. I also think if you want to work more cards in, I think this card's really sweet in this format. I think I love combat tricks that are basically constructed playable. And I think this combat trick is very close to constructed playable because it's reach on the back end and more removal, and it's kind of reach on the front half. All right, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to go ahead and I think Savitz is hosting or streaming, so I'm going to go ahead and give him a host. I'll be back again tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Or sorry, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So about a little over 5 hours from now. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to hit publish on a bunch of stuff on YouTube, more material. If you want to watch more Hoagland, head over to my website and find all my stuff there. It is good with Mentor too. Yep, very good with Mentor. Pikes with the $20 tip before we wrap things up. Can I put these in the sub gift towards the standard green blacklist for tonight? Yep, 10 out of 10. Thanks as always.